About 2 months ago, I put out a tweet saying that PvP video games are fun. Wait, no, stop. Why are you better than me? Stop being good. Fuck off. Okay, it's no longer fun. Wow! And then someone said that this tweet that I just put out appeared after this one.
Fortnite died when this became the norm.
Oh, violation. Next bit.
No. How do you even realize what's happening at that point?
Now, I played Fortnite, and in order to pull this off, you're going to need like some really insane hand movements. Just look at their heads up display and how it's constantly changing from build mode to shoot mode. And while that's only one button being pressed repeatedly, you also have to incorporate the fact that they're also moving their mouse and moving their player character around at the same time to have macros set up in order to automate some sort of task to reduce the hand strain and overall development. Hey, what does this have to do with the video? When I looked into the quote retweets and comments on this video clip, I found that a lot of people were complaining about how good this person was at Fortnite. With good reason. Like, if you saw this person in your game, you'd probably be annoyed too.
You suck.
But at the same time, it's kind of impressive that someone could pull this off in real time. This got me thinking, is being good at video games a bad thing? Trust me, this is an interesting question, I swear. Of course, I'm mainly focusing on multiplayer video games rather than single player ones, since that's where most people have the most grievances when it comes to excessive player skill. I'm going to lay out both sides of the argument, showing their reasonings, and point out any flaws I see in their arguments. At the end, I'll give my own answer based on the information that I laid out. Keep in mind that I am a pro gamer, so I may be very biased. But despite blatantly telling you that I am biased, I will also say that my opinion is fact and should be the only opinion that you should listen to without forming your own train of thought or doing your own research. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the... Unlike the plethora of bad gamers who complain about this dude's absolute schmovement, I, on the other hand, scratched my chin and nodded along, understanding every intricate detail, subtly piecing together exactly how he was able to do such a thing. Because while some may see it as killing the fun out of a video game, others can appreciate the beauty and precise movements needed to make such an extraordinary play. And if you think that the person who pulled off this clip is sweaty or a tryhard, then you need to cope. You are seething, malding, and frothing at the mouth. The argument for being good at video games boils down to these three things. They worked hard to be that good, so they shouldn't have to sandbag for other people's sakes. It's impossible to not get better at a game if you've been playing it for a long time. And last but not least, games like Fortnite are competitive, meaning that the player with the highest skill and luck will most likely be number one. Let's start with the first point. Number one, they worked hard to be that good. It makes sense, right? You put in the work, you get rewarded for it. For example, if I hop into a ranked game of Valorant right now, I get my shit pushed in. This is because I am a new player, I've never heard of AimLab, and the only type of accurate shooting I've ever displayed is in Mario Sports Mix.
Ball is life, ball is life, ball is life, ball is life, ball is life.
Compare me to someone who plays Valorant on a daily basis, practicing his aiming and also never getting bitches. I mean, and has advanced knowledge on all the maps and all the choke points and shit like that. They are going to kill me. They have the absolute right to crush me because they worked hard for it. If everyone started at the exact same skill level going into any game and never showed growth in skill and game sense, then there wouldn't be any reason why people would play competitive multiplayer games. Number two, you can't play a game for some time and not get better at it. Let's go to a game that I used to play for long stretches of time as an example. Okay, hear me out. Seriously, this game was quite possibly my first experience with the FPS genre. I vaguely remember the first time I played the game, I spawned in and immediately died. I was so bad at this game, but I endured it. I told myself I was going to rank up at least once every time I play the game. and ranking up meant getting kills. With every death I faced, every loss, I learned a little bit more about the game. On Highway Lot, there are interior areas more suited for shotguns and automatic rifles, while on the outside there are great sniping spots. Shotguns work better indoors since there's less distance between enemies, you can crouch slide. Did I mention this game was also pretty well made? I put in the time and became cracked at the game, and this can apply to pretty much any game. As long as you put the time into it, you're definitely going to be better than someone who just started playing. Number 3, these games are as a certain gaming community and a monkey from the critically acclaimed Rare Donkey Kong Country series once said, get good. Basically, these games are meant to be played competitively. Like I said before, the player with the highest skill and luck will most likely be number 1. So if you don't have either of those two things, tough shit, you gotta go get it. Nobody is going to be immediately godlike at Halo 3. You gotta put in time and practice if you want to get good. In the tweet that I brought up at the beginning of the video, a lot of people were complaining about how good this player was, and some were even suggesting that people like him were the reason why Fortnite is dead. Not gonna lie, really doesn't look like it. And while I can agree that this looks like an excessive amount of skill, like, seriously, dude, holy shit. He earned the right to that kill. Who knows how many days he would have spent to perfect such speed building? How many days he spent to see through all the visual throw up? How many days spent agonizing in pain after pulling off a cool play that required 386 unique buttons? Okay, it's starting to smell in here. Let's get to the... To boil it all down, the being good at games is good argument reads like part of a conservative's ideal capitalist society. Huh? You know, starting from nothing and rising to the top through sheer willpower and hard work. Notice how I said ideal society. Unfortunately, just like that part of their social structure, working hard and putting in the time in a video game doesn't always work out. After all, there are other obligations that people have to sink time into, such as school and making friends. You can't always be on that grind unless you want to compromise or flat out get rid of certain aspects of your daily life. That's why get a life is a pretty common statement in PvP multiplayer games. As for the competitive argument, that can vary from game to game. Like, yeah, it makes sense in Fortnite and other competitive ranked matches, but can you say the same for something like Smash Bros. Or games that split ranked and casual matches? In a casual setting playing Smash Bros, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't go all out against your friend's 5-year-old brother. Hopefully.
Easier before. I played Melee against like, ranked 43 in the world. Oh my god.
The argument for being good at video games starts to fall apart when you consider the ways that the competitiveness that goes along with high skill affect old and new players, and with time, the game they play as a whole. Making a game competitive can be a good thing sometimes. Having a part of the community focused on the esports aspects can elevate a game to new heights through higher skilled play and keep a game's fanbase alive longer than originally intended. Unfortunately, making a game oriented around this can also have its drawbacks if planned out poorly. Let's take a look at fuck, I gotta talk about this goddamn game. Look at what they did to this game. Back in my day, there were no class limits, there wasn't a priority pass for damage classes, and there was still a defense class. The move towards competitive play in Overwatch was so drastic that it pretty much isolated itself from garnering more new players with everything they added. Want to go into quick play? Well, why am I being pitted against gold ranks? How do I play this character efficiently enough so we don't get steamrolled? Who is Sigma and why are his feet showing? The fact that you can only play as a certain class in quick play, where team composition shouldn't even matter, is such a turnoff for new and old players alike. Let's compare this to another game that has definitely never been compared to Overwatch ever, and I'm the first one to do it. Yeah, we're talking about TF2. Quick play in TF2. Anything goes. If you want 18 engineers on your team, by God, you get 18 engineers. Who cares? It's fucking casual. You don't need to take the game too seriously. While this may cause teams to be a little unbalanced, it's not like you're losing anything important. Worst case scenario, you're going to lose the match. But does the match really mean that much to you? Now, go back to Overwatch. Before you even enter Quick Play, you have the option to play as Tank, Support, DPS, or Tank Support. This is for Quick Play. Why restrict the freedom of choice from that part of the game? If you want to lock roles, then go to ranked matches instead. The fact that they have DPS priority for Quick Play feels like just patching a band-aid over a severe problem. The fact that there is more DPS classes than any other class accentuates this. Even veterans are sick of this role lock. A 2019 article featuring pro player Andre Dahlstrom, known as IDDQD, had complaints with role lock in Quick Play, saying that it was the reason why he wasn't doing Overwatch streams as frequently as before. The role lock forced players who favored playing DPS characters longer wait times, which affected his streams. It doesn't matter how good you are at playing DPS characters if you can't find a game in a timely fashion. No one wants to sit around in the lobby just looking at you waiting for a game. Okay, that was more of a rant about Overwatch, but the point still stands. A game focusing their attention towards the more experienced fanbase will fail to gain any new players and begin to lose newer players. I remember playing Mario Party, Mario Kart, Among Us,
a dubious little creature,
and having fun with those games, up until people optimized them to hell and back and took the fun with them. Like these gamers who decide to look up advanced tips for Fall Guys and immediately kill the fun out of the game. Why do some people gotta be competitive 24/7 no matter the game? It's like that one guy said.
This is the reason why I stopped playing video games. This game has been out for like what, a week? And people are this try hard at a party game. Like, bro, like, come on, man. Like, why are you doing this to everybody else? You lose the fun in the game once you turn everything so competitive. Like, sometimes people just want to hop on, have a good time with their friends, play around. But next thing they know, they see sweats like this guy, right?
Instead of playing these games to win, how about having fun for once? Not every game has to be taken as seriously as Valorant or Apex Legends. Instead of optimizing the fun out of games, how about taking a step back and enjoying the game? Becoming a greasy, sweaty gamer at party games can drive off new players, making the games less fun through streamlining gameplay and using metas that new players wouldn't even know about. And yes, while I'm mainly talking about party games, this can apply to more competitive games like Fortnite and Overwatch as well, since a lot of players go onto these games to have fun. Sure, there are people who can be a little bit better or a little bit worse than the average player, but dying to something like this couldn't be fun. Sure, it might leave the victim disoriented and confused as to what happened, but I, and many others can agree that losing to someone like this wouldn't be fun. Picture this. You're 8 years old again, and you're on the school playground playing some soccer, football, with friends around your age. It's all cool and fun since everyone isn't pro level. Then motherfucking Cristiano Ronaldo pulls up and asks to play with you and your friends. You say yes because why not? And he doesn't lower his skill level to accommodate you and your friends' experiences, no. He starts to play like a pro, scoring left and right against your third grade friends, leaving the score somewhere like, what, like 58-0. How'd you feel? Not good, right? Pretty lame, right? It's at times like these in video games that cause people to stop playing because why would they? They have no chance of winning, there's no contest, there's no fun. And as Reggie said, if it's not fun, why bother? Okay, but you're the same person who goes to fucking Minecraft builds and looks at all the cool Minecraft builds and you're like, wow, look how good this looks. But then you go to the Fortnite clip and you're like, this is what's killing the game.
That's because they're two completely different scenarios. In Fortnite,
they're both
you're actively
ruining someone else's experience
while
in
in
Minecraft,
it's all building. They're all building, or they're all good. There's no in between.
You do in Minecraft is literally all cooperative. In Fortnite, it's all competitive. Minecraft is all cooperative. There is competitive Minecraft, you idiot. There's fucking Hunger Games, there's fucking Bed Wars, there's goddamn everything else.
Oh my
like
god,
speed
I'm
building.
talking about the
You don't
base
know
game.
anything about Wow. Let's just let them go at it while I bring your attention here. So, obviously we can see that there's two extremes to this argument, and they all have their reasons for why being good at games is either really good or really bad. Where do I stand when it comes to this argument? Well, it goes something like this. Let's say the game is Super Smash Bros. Sometimes a party game, sometimes a competitive fighting game. My skill in that game leans on the verge of going to competitive to completely competitive. Depending on who I'm playing with, I'll either go all out or I'll sandbag. For instance, against highly skilled players, I would definitely play my best. No items, and tournament legal stages only. However, against friends who don't even know how to shield, I'd play more around their level. All items, pretending the shield button doesn't even exist, and of course, hand and bow. In essence, competition and being good at video games can both make and break games. All that hard work towards being good at a game can lead to newer players feeling like they are unable to catch up and have fun. However, those who do put in the work feel like newer players should do the same in order to reap the benefits. All I gotta say now is, how do you guys feel about this argument? Did I present both sides fairly, or did I favor bias for one side? Leave a comment and I'll most likely read it.
No-life nerd who's never gotten pussy before in his entire life.